What's going on, everyone? Bacon here with Sunny Bacon Gaming, and in today's episode, I am going to do my best to explain the story of Among the Sleep for the ones that might not fully have understood it. If you guys have been following this series through the entire time, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have also enjoyed this video, but if you haven't been following our series to fully understand the story of Among the Sleep, you kind of have to have seen how the story has developed so far. So go back and watch our videos from the episode 1 through the prologue and watch those. They're not super long videos. Watch them before you watch this video. Otherwise, you might not quite understand exactly what we're talking about in this. If you guys haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Like the videos on all of them. It really helps us out a lot. If you guys are enjoying them, make sure you leave that in the comments below to let us know that you guys are enjoying these videos and what game you might want to see next, because this will be the last Among the Sleep video. But sit back, relax, and let's jump into what Among the Sleep is on the background of this story. So, like I said, you have to kind of know where the videos are and how the story has developed throughout all of our videos that we've done. And in this Among the Sleep episode, you play as a 2-year-old boy. The game starts off as your mother is preparing a child, or you in this case, a slice of cake to celebrate his 2nd birthday. And before you can do anything, you hear a knock at the door, which an argument happens where the mother comes back and she's holding a gift, and she takes you to your room to open that gift. Then is called away for a phone call almost immediately, which she leaves the room, and you're able to get out of your playpen pretty easily to find the new toy, which is a teddy bear that you named Teddy, of course. That night, it shows that the teddy bear is being taken away from the toddler's crib, and the crib is overturned, in which it leads you to follow a muffled sound to the washing machine, where you find that Teddy has been thrown in for a bath. Teddy, however, is not worried about himself, but more the mother, by saying, "We have to find your mother, something is not right." As you go looking for your mother, you find that many shadow figures throughout the house that seem to be lurking in the house. You keep looking for your mother, but she's nowhere to be found until you go into the basement and find a dream-like area, and your mother gives you a pendant that was your grandmother's. And then you go down a tube and you find a playhouse. This is the gateway to the new area. Once you deposit into the memory, you can go through this gateway into these new areas. While you go through this new area, you're looking for 4 other memories, or 4 memories total, 3 after the pendant. The first place you go to is an abandoned playground. We can only guess that this playground is where your mother took the child, and you collect owls that were also seen in the house if you notice when you're walking through it. These owls are placed on a seesaw, allowing you to walk across the seesaw up to a bridge to find the second item, which is a music box that was found in your room. The next area of the house that looks like a library, deep inside the woods, you find a second shadow figure. After you get through that area, you find a storybook memory that your mother is reading to your son, which is the 3rd memory. Once that's placed into the portal, you go to find your 4th memory. This memory is found in a giant closet where you find a cloaked monster wearing a trench coat. If you remember when you went into the you found trench coats in your closet the first time Teddy takes you into the closet to play a game. Once you go through that, this trench coat monster follows you until you find your last memory, which is a pink elephant, and it's another of the child's toys that you found with Teddy at the start of the game. Once you get all the memories collected, you try to go down the tube again, only to be stopped by Teddy being grabbed by the trench coat monster, which gets his arm tore off. When you wake up in a dark place with only a spotlight on you, you follow the lights, which start to show the truth behind everything you've seen in the game. And you start seeing that your mother is consumed by rage and has turned to alcohol, trying to stop the pain that she is feeling. This leads to her transformation into the witch-looking shadow monster that you feared throughout the game. You do end up getting out of that area and back to the playhouse to add the last memory, and with the help of Teddy's arm, of course. And you are alone at last back at your house, where you find the house a mess with broken toys everywhere. At the end of the going through the house, you find your mother in the kitchen once again, which is the first time it starts to make sense as you see her drinking. When you go to pick up Teddy, she smacks you away, proving that all the monsters that you have feared throughout the game were his mother, and how he had seen her throughout different times throughout the game. There's one last knock on the door, and when you go to see what it is, you hear a comforting voice outside, which can only think to be the boy's father. That is also the one that they had a fight with at the beginning of the game when your mother was called away at the birthday cake. This is why Teddy sounds so much like the boy's dad, as the boy associates the bear with his father, since his father is the one that gave him the gift at the beginning of the game. This also makes sense of why the mother took the teddy bear away. It was her way of not wanting her son to care for something that came from her ex-husband. Now, throughout the game, at the end of it, we also had the prologue. This gives us more information about why they broke up with the boy's mother and father and what happened throughout that whole series before this game actually starts. So in the prologue, you can make a few different guesses yourself, but it never actually tells you everything about it. So in the prologue, you have a different house that you can see. Once you get all the way through the prologue, it shows you the house, and you can only assume that this house is the dad's house. And when the mom moves out, she gets a new house, which is the house that you start in the middle, the very beginning of the game. It also shows the mother start drinking to cope with her life from the abuse of her husband that would shut himself away in his office, consumed by his work, and this made his wife feel neglected and unloved. So she would drink to help this, but when the fight started, the dad confronts his wife about her drinking problem, and the husband becomes violent towards his wife, leading to him hitting her. And this was kind of the last little straw of why the mother moved from the house and took her son. The father then fights for custody, and at the end of the game, it kind of suggests that he might have been given this for the fact that the mother's drinking problem makes her unfit to care for him, which will also is why she's kind of led more and more into this drinking, which ultimately is what got the dad in custody of the boy. Now, during this game has tons of different symbolism, and they're just all through the game. There's no way that I myself could analog every single one of them. There's so much to do with it, such as the paintings that we found in the overground house. They move when they approach. The mother painting of a well. She was at a well, and as you approach this well, it shows her drinking, and then she goes into the swamp to become the monster that you've seen. The painting that shows the father walking off the bridge and the mother and her son is about how he ignored them, and this is what ultimately started her to drink. And then the last one is a mother reading a book to a child and then disappearing as her addiction to drinking made her an absent mother. Drawings are found throughout the game to show the dad and the mom's breakup. When she's the monster, she yells at her son, and then there's a drawing also on the wall that shows the dad is on the other side of the door from the mom to show the breakup was final. To understand some of the figures that the boy sees throughout the game, like the shadow figures, we have to look at them separate. The figures that look like the witch, this figure is also seen shortly after a lightning bolt strikes. That's the only time you ever see her, is after a lightning bolt. And this is indicating that the child only sees the monster at night when there's not a lot of light to see. The figure is shown wearing a coat and boots while holding an umbrella, indicating that the figure is going out somewhere, such as to buy liquor. And this is also the only monster that will not attack the child, since she is going to buy alcohol. You can assume that the mother isn't drunk yet. The swamp monster is a good representation of how the toddler views their mother when she's drunk. This is the monster that wears a tank top, shorts, and is possibly at the state of where the mother is drunk and upset, and most common time for the mother to get angry. At the end of the game, when the mother strikes the child, she isn't dressed like this monster due to the fact that the child is unaware that she is angry. The trenchcoat mother monster is the mother, how the child represents the mother when the mother is trying to recover for a hangover. So this is the monster that also tore the bear's arm off when he was falling down the hole. This is like her trying to hide in this long trench coat to avoid bright lights, loud sounds, and this is also why it kind of makes sense when you knock over a bottle after going through the house that the monster would appear, because the bottle breaking makes a loud noise and the mother hates it when she's in a hangover. This is also why on that episode you've seen all the bottles as empty, because she's already drank them, so now she's just recovering from that hangover. So that's basically what I got from this game, of what has conspired with this game. Like I said, there's probably a lot that I've missed personally. I've done a little bit of research looking into the background of this game. I've tried to see what other people have said on Reddit, and this is how I interpreted it also with me playing through the whole game and the prologue itself. So if I've missed anything, feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what I missed during this video, as I'm sure there's a ton of it. Like I said, there's so many symbolisms. The drawings have to do with what the kid has seen. The drawings on the walls, pretty much all the objects you see throughout the game are all memories of how this child views his life with either his mother or his father. So I'm sure there's just tons I've missed in this video. I'm hoping this does explain the game a little bit more. If you didn't understand it, hopefully this kind of wraps some of those up. If you enjoyed this game as much as we did, make sure you let us know in the comment section that. If you want to see more games that are shorter and us do a series of them, let us know what those games might be. I will try to get them. I'm not going to make any promises, but I will try to do my best. And as always, guys, stay crispy.